What is up, everyone? JD here. Hope you're doing well. Got a review for you. Let's get into it. All right, guys, I have a review, but we're going to do it a little bit different today. We're actually going to be taking a look at both of these knives that I have in from Kizer today at the same time. Shout out to Lefty EDC. Thank you, Kevin, for letting me take a look at these. I really do appreciate it. So what we're looking at today are going to be a couple of new iterations of existing knives that do very well in Kizer's lineup. First, we're going to be taking a look at the Kizer Feist in the red denim micarta. So that'll be the first knife that we're taking a look at. And then the other one, you guessed it, going to be the Kizer Comet, also in the red denim micarta. So I am very excited to take a look at these. They are really good models that are very popular in Kizer's lineup. They do very well. What we're going to do, we're going to first go ahead and head down and take a look at the Feist during the cut test.
All right, let's check out a Feist. You know, it's been a little while since I've checked one of these out. We're just going to run it through. This is a pass around. First and foremost, I just want to put that little caveat in there before we jump into this. But it does feel like it's pretty factory fresh. We are rocking, I forgot to mention it, 154 cm here as well. So we're just going to go through a couple of passes here. It is a pass around, so I want to be respectful of that. But I just kind of want to remind myself, because it has been a little while since I've had a Feist in the collection, just kind of how it feels going through the paper. So the factory edge feels nice and well done. And then just check the geometry on a couple passes. Oh boy, that is so thin it came out. Yeah, that is really thin, guys. Really thin. And you know, Kizer always does a really good job on their 154 cm. This is not like an edge retention test, but just to kind of show you, as you can see, it does really well. I keep getting into that sharpening tool there, but it does really well. Might have a little spot there, but I'm going to kick it back up to the desk and strap this up so I can send it along to the next reviewer.
All right, so we're back from taking a look at that. We'll jump into everything. We'll jump into everything with that, but we're going to go ahead down there while we're at it and just take a look at the Kizer Comet cut test as well.
All right, guys, let's have a look-see at the Comet 3.5 finger grip here. So definitely more of a smaller carry EDC. Very nice factory edge, as you can see there from Kizer on that 154 cm. Let's grab a couple of passes on the cardboard here just to see what the geometry feels like going through here. It's pretty comfortable in spite of the fact that it's a little small for me. And it seems to have a very nice factory edge. Yeah, it just passes through the cardboard with zero effort, guys. So nice and slicey for your everyday task. And, you know, it is not an edge retention test. Just a quick demonstration, because it is a pass around knife. I do want to be mindful of that and don't want to burn it up and wear it out. So I'm going to just drop it up to send it along, but let's go ahead and kick it back up to the table and we'll finish going over the Comet.
Okay, so I did want to take a look at the two of these together. I actually have a full review of the Feist, but I am going to go ahead and run through actually together with these for size and profile and weight. So I have that Feist out there. I'll do my best going into the upload to YouTube to make sure to link the Feist. I've actually had a couple of the Feist, so I'll link either one or two of them up there, but this is my first time looking at the Comet, so we'll do the Comet more on the back end of it and the Feist up front, just so I can kind of go over a little bit of some of the differences here on this particular model. The first size comparison knife that we're going to take a look at is going to be the Para 3 Lightweight. As you can see, the Lightweight is more of the smaller end of the medium size, I should say. These are definitely going to be more of your smaller EDC knives. Here it is against the Spyderco Shaman, which is comparable to your PM2 and Rat1. Your lightweight down here on the bottom is going to be more comparable to your Rat2. So again, very small EDCs, going to be good for everyday carry if you like something small, lightweight. You don't want anything too big or bulky in the pocket, just something to do some of your basic cutting tasks. These are going to be really nice for that. We have the Civivi Amorite out on the table, and then this is the Migueron Moyarl, which is going to be more medium size, very comparable to a bug out as far as the length of this one. So very small knives. And as far as the thickness profile on here, we'll do the Moyarl and the lightweight for the thickness profile. You can see the Feist, it's moving around a little bit. It's just a skosh thinner than the Moyarl. It's not terribly thinner. And let's do the Comet with the Moyarl first before we bring the lightweight back out here. Same thing. It's about the same thickness for both of these, actually. So I guess I kind of get why they did those together. Oh, the lightweight. Here we go. And just a little bit thicker than the lightweight. And I will do both just in case you'd like to see that. So a little bit thinner, the lightweight, than these two. As far as how it carries in pocket, let's go from the pocket, the heel from the pocket clip side. I keep bouncing these around, bring them a little bit closer to for you guys. So you can see they're not going to carry very deep in there, very thin profile. I would say these probably could be considered fifth pocket carry knives. I think I actually used to carry my Feist fifth pocket. Let's grab the scale. Bring that out here and try to get it to cut on. The Feist, this should be a very lightweight carry, guys. Yeah, coming in just over 2 ounces at 2.2. And we'll check the Comet out, and that one's just over 3 ounces at 3.1. And I think there's a couple things that kind of make sense about that. Let's run through the Feist first, and then we'll bring that Comet back out here. Actually, I just cut that scale back on again. There we go. All right, so let's do the Feist first. I do like this. It's a very simple USB thumb drive style shape, pill shape, whatever you want to call it. But I really do like this red denim micarta. I don't know what it started life out as, but it does have a very blue jeans vibe to it. When you touch it, it's very soft, feels very broken in. I really appreciate the stitching on the edges here. I think that's a really neat touch to that. And then you have all blacked out hardware. I don't know why they didn't do the reversible deep carry pocket clip on this, because they could have. I feel like this would work very well left-handed. You do have to come across to get to the liner lock, but it is, something that I think they could have done that. If you're really concerned about the looks, I could see why they wouldn't have done that, but I would have definitely reversed the pocket clip on this particular one. It has a very stout detent, so it is not very light. I feel like I remember that about my Feist as well, and I specifically remember the 3V variant. What did they call that one? I want to call that, I think they called it the Deadpool edition, the red and the black on that one. Not 100% sure, but it has a very stout detent, guys. This one here, it's not going to fail easy. You're going to have to really get into it. I would have preferred a little bit smaller, tighter jimping that would have been a little bit more aggressive and just round it up over the tip there, because you can kind of slip off of that a little bit if you miss or you don't hit right on it. This, you want to hit right on the top front corner, right above the pivot every time. If you come up here and you try to hit it from here, you're going to miss it a little bit, and I think that's where that tighter jimping would have come into play. This one here looks like it's favoring the show side a little bit, but it is a little loose. Let's just check to see. Let me see. Well, I don't know that it's captive, which is really concerning as well. Yeah, it still has just a little hint of play, and I think I over tightened it because it's not dropping smooth. It's making me kind of go all the way. Let me see, that moved a little bit. Let me just check it again. Yeah, so I think there's just a little hint of play, and you guys will have to tell me. I know it's really hard to see with the black wash blades, really hard to see the centering with the lighting the way that it's done, but I think it just slightly favors that. And I feel like I remember that being a thing with my Kizer too. I feel like with these really thin nested liners and the micarta, I feel like it moved around pretty easily. Yeah, really easily. So you can see just a little bit of effort gets it to kind of move to one side or the other. I do kind of remember that about this one, so it may have arrived centered, and then if it spent in any time in the pocket or anything like that, might have knocked it out of center just a little bit. But the action on this is really quite cool. If you want something small, this is a great blade shape. As you saw in that cut test, it is really thin and slicey. Has a crown spine on it. It's going to be very comfortable. It's going to be a great four-finger grip. You're not going to want to do anything heavy duty with this. Power cutting, any type of poke that you want to do or stab that you would want to do to kind of start a cut, if you wanted to get into the middle of a sheet of cardboard or whatever. I would say it's a little bit more sketch with something like this. This is, to me, open a package, open a letter, maybe cut some loose string, something like that. Maybe if you need to maybe break away a zip tie or something like that. I feel like this would be okay for that. But for me, this is very much a companion carry, fifth pocket, throw it in the pouch type pocket knife. This would not be a main carry for me, but it feels very well done. Only complaint really, just reverse the pocket clip ergonomically. It's just so neutral. It's hard for it not to be comfortable for those light duty cutting tasks. It's going to be great for a pincher if you got some detailed work, trace work, or anything like that on the table. This will do very well. And then I really like Kizer's heat treat on their 154 cm. It always seems to do really, really well. All right, let's set the Feist to the side. Now it's time to get into the Comet. I'm really excited to check this out. I've never seen this model before. A little surprised that this little knife came in at over 3 ounces, but I think it's because it has those full steel liners, which I will say makes the Comet feel a little bit more solid. You can see here it's very centered, doesn't want to move around easily. It does only work with 3 fingers. I hang off the back a little bit. We'll call it 3.5, but I slide back here because of that contouring. So this is still going to be a companion carry. I don't know if you could put this in the 5th pocket, but this would be a companion carry for me. If it is a main carry, just keep in mind more suited towards medium to small hands if this is going to be your primary. If you're going to use this to break your boxes down and things of that nature, it's going to be better suited for those medium-sized hands. It's very comfortable. I love this milled titanium pocket clip. I think that's a nice little step up from the Feist here with the fold-over pocket clip. This seems a little bit nicer to me. It also looks like it has titanium bolsters on here, so they really stepped it up with this one. You do get that really cool red denim micarta with the stitching on there. Again, nice touch. This one, they give you the added red denim micarta as a pivot collar. I think that's really nice. You get it on both sides, and it is definitely the same material. It feels very soft, like some worn denim jeans. You also are going to get relief cuts in here on the liners. I'm not getting a good angle here. Let's see if we can do it there. There you go. So you get some relief cuts. Even though it is over 3 ounces, it's probably good that they did that. Makes it a little bit lighter than it would be if they were just full steel liners with no relief cuts. Very good access to the lock bar on this one, unlike the Feist. The Feist is a little bit tighter. To me, with the Feist, I always like to just kind of use the top of it, and they do put the jimping on the top of that lock bar. Hold on, let me open it up. You can see they put it towards the top there, so it makes it a little bit easier to get to because it does have that grip there. This one here, they just give you the flat lock bar, but they give you a good relief cut, so it's really easy to get in there. I would say the action on here, because it is a lighter blade, it's not a guillotine, but it does feel like it's a little bit smoother than what's on the Feist. I think the Feist is just so small and lightweight, you're really not going to get that one to ever be a dropper. One means of deployment with both of these knives, but out of the two, I would say I really am enjoying the upgrades that you get on the Comet here. You are still getting 154 cm, which I really do like on this knife. It's a really good blade steel because Kizer does a good job. Thin, slicey geometry. I do like the flipper tab. It is in a really good spot. It's just above the pivot collar where it stops, like where you see it stopping on the actual blade itself. So you got good leverage. It's tuned for that flipper tab, so it's a really snappy means of deployment. And again, you're getting the titanium bolsters with the denim pivot collars, and you're getting the titanium pocket clip on this. So to me, I think this is a little bit better of a package than the other one, but I do like the blade shape on the Feist just a little bit better than I do on the Comet. This to me still a little pokey, but you're going to get a lot of better utility cuts out of this one. And I do wish that they would have done like the all blacked out. I think that would have looked really, really cool. It might have been too much with that pivot collar, but I think the chrome hardware doesn't and liners doesn't really go with the satin style blade, and then you have just this raw titanium pocket clip. So I think it would have been better to have the all blacked out hardware to match at the very least. Even if you wanted to leave the satin blade, I think that would have looked really, really good. Overall, the build quality on these both feel nice. I do like the Comet a little bit better. I feel like the solid steel liners instead of the nested liners are a little bit more substantial. They feel like they're a little bit more robust, and it does feel like it makes the knife feel a little bit more solid. One thing I didn't notice until just now, there's no lanyard on the Feist, but there is that lanyard hole on the Comet. Both these have stamped ceramic bearings, so you're going to have really good action. They are locking up, both of them look like they're about 40% lockup, so they should be very solid lockups. I can't do any spine whack test with these. They're, again, pass arounds coming from Kevin, so I don't want to do that. Let me know what you think about these particular versions of these knives. Do you have a Feist? Do you have a Comet? Do you like this upgrade? Do you not like the red? Shout out to everyone that watched to this point. It does help the algorithm. Thank you to everyone that likes, comments, is subscribed, and uses those links that are down in the description. It does help the channel, and I appreciate that. Special thank you to all the channel members out there. That extra support is greatly appreciated. I love you guys. I hope you have a fantastic week. Until next time, peace.